The first 4 of 17 neighborhood democratic councils of Region 4 have received a mini excavator from the government of Guyana through the Ministry of Agriculture to execute drainage works in their respective communities. On Saturday, Minister Mustafa handed over the 4 excavators to chairpersons and representatives of the Cane Grove, Unity Vorsenaging, Mon Repos La Reconnaissance, and Bedefo Acting Triumph NDCs during a simple ceremony. Speaking during the presentation ceremony, Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa said that the 4 excavators are the first of 17 earmarked for the 17 Region 4 NDCs, made possible through an investment by government of $238 million. The Agriculture Minister told the audience that the provision of the machinery to the NDCs of Region 4 is part of a national effort to empower NDCs in all the regions to better serve their communities and advance the development of a comprehensive drainage system to withstand the impacts of climate change.
You're seeing that we are having very unseasonal weather pattern in this country and in this part of the world. Sometimes we are having prolonged dry weather. For sometime a whole year, we are not getting any rainfall. And then we are having extreme weather pattern, heavy rainfall. We are having within an hour, sometime 3-4 inches of rainfall. And when you look at the system in our country, the designs that we have, and Lionel, who is an engineer, and other engineers who are here, civil engineers, will tell you that the system was designed to drain approximately 1.5 inches of water in a 24-hour period that we have. That was the system we inherited. And then if you don't allocate funds to improve that system, then it will remain stagnant and will remain a country where we will encounter serious difficulties all the time. So if we want to be a country to drive food production, first of all, to be a country to restore that name that we had, the breadbasket of the Caribbean, then we have to develop this comprehensive drainage system. And leaving out that, the NDIA, or the Ministry of Agriculture, and through the NDIA, if you have prolonged dry weather, they have to find alternative to help the farmers to get irrigation water. If you have extreme weather pattern where you have heavy rainfall, what we experienced a few days back, you have to have proper drainage system to drain the excessive water that are accumulated in people's holdings, in farmlands, rice field, cane field. We have seen what has happened in 2021. In 2020, we reassumed government, and just in August of 2020, and then in 2021, March, just before the May, June, March, we had heavy, intense rainfall. And that caused us to witness one of the most devastating floods in the history of our country. The 2021 flood were more devastating than the 2005 floods. You on the East Coast and Georgetown might have other views and say no, that I am saying that the 2005 flood were more serious. But when you look around the country, when you look at all the regions in this country, and I can tell you I have traveled to almost all the regions when we had that flood. And you could have seen the devastation that took place in 2021. East Coast, Georgetown, might have been the most affected area in 2005. And that's your experience. But since then, since 2005, we have started to develop this system that we want in this country. So we started out to look at system which can help us to drain the area in a more effective manner. And then we built the Hope Lake Canal, that Hope Canal there, the high-level canal. And when we built that canal, many persons at that time, especially the opposition, had negative comments saying how that was a Jack Dale's white elephant and that wouldn't serve no purpose. Well, we have seen the purpose it has served in 2021. All the areas in this country were affected severely except the East Coast and Georgetown because of that canal, that Hope Lake Canal. That's the vision that we have as a government.
Minister Mustafa said that since retaking the reins of government in August of 2020, the PPPC government has been investing in the modernization and upgrade of existing and new drainage and irrigation structures across the country, with Hope-like canals being established in Region 3, 5, and 6. He stressed that while government works on the main or primary channels, it is important that the internal drainage systems are also functional.
Internal drainage, I was telling Lionel just now, those are the secondary drainage within the community that leads directly to the primary drainage, the large canals. So if you have the large canals that we are doing, we commissioned a pump at Triumph the other day, Montrose. And then we will commission one next week at Lilliandale. Another pump there, two pumps there. And we are now building in various regions, especially regions 3, 5, and 6. We are building a number of Hope-like canals, high-level canals, so we can drain the water from the backland rather than to put the stress in the drainage and cultivation drainage canals. In the cultivation drainage canal and the housing canals, we now will drain the water directly from the backlands right onto the Atlantic. And these canals has the ability to drain 24 hours because they are high-level canals, like the Hope-like Canal that we have here. So we are now investing $23 billion. Region 6, work has gone a long way already. We are now on the verge of awarding the contracts for Region 5, and then in Region 3, we'll arrange, and before another month from now, we'll award that contract to in Region 3. Whilst we are doing that, we are building approximately 19 pump stations across this country. We have already commissioned 6, and we have another 3 to commission in another 4 weeks from now. Lilliandale, we have the one at Canal Spolder. As I said, we commissioned at Montrose the other day. We commissioned at Greenwich Park. We commissioned at Andrews and the Essecubo, and Cozy and the Essecubo. We commissioned one at Adventure, at Trafalgar. I'm calling the name, I can call it on my finger, I can tell you. These numbers, these pump stations, are being built at a cost of approximately $1 billion, some of them $800 million. And we have pump stations at places like Port Drine, Bellevue, Metamerzog, Letterkenny, Cottage. All those are pump stations now being constructed. So you can see the number of investment that we are making in the D&I sector. We recognize, and today Guyana is leading the agriculture sector in the Caribbean.
The Agriculture Minister reminded of government's efforts since 2020 in reshaping drainage and irrigation capacity and empowering NDCs to support this national effort at the level of their communities.
And since 2020, leaving out 1992 to 2015, what we have done, from when we reassume office in 2020, we have seen massive investment. Pandit alluded to the investment we are currently will be making this year. In 2020, when I became Minister of Agriculture, the expenditure in the agriculture sector was $13.5 billion. It has reduced from 2014, 2015, from $18.5 billion. Instead of the last government increasing it, they have decreased the the expenditure in the agriculture sector. Because agriculture and this sector was never on the front burner of the previous government. You all remember the story about talking about things like rice. Farming is a private business. Only recently, 3 months ago, we had recouped the money that was owed by the Panamanian government to the farmers in Guyana, the rice millers in Guyana, $1.7 billion. Then again, they have lost the most lucrative market, the Petro-Caribbean market, where farmers would have lost a lot of money, and we had to find $384 million we had to pay the farmers last month. Money coming out from the Treasury, Guyana government, find that money. So you could see that a country that does not have the interests of this sector at heart, that country will be doomed to failure. And as the comrade rightly said, that when we invest in the Ministry of Agriculture, we are not investing only for the farmers' welfare. We are investing in the development of the country's infrastructure. One aspect of the country's infrastructure. We might have all the roads, all the schools, all the health centers and hospitals. Those things are good that we are investing in. Right now, I've been making these points in every single sector. We are seeing development taking place. In the education sector, our country students, again, they are top in this region. We have the number one students from the Caribbean, the CSEC examination and the CAPE examination. We are seeing massive investment in the health sector. Only yesterday, the president was in Region 3, turning the sod for a new state-of-the-art hospital. We'll be seeing new hospital being built at number 75 on the quarantine, New Amsterdam in Barbies, Bath settlement in Region 5, right here at Ogle, right here at Ogle, Region 5 and Region 3, Diamond, Region 2. All those are new state-of-the-art hospitals. And the same services that you are experiencing at GPHC, you'll have the same services being extended to those hospitals. Those are the comprehensive way we are looking to develop the infrastructure in this country. And then if you have all those development taking place, that can stand alone without a proper drainage system. We have to complement all the sectors. So all work hand in hand to get and to experience proper developmental infrastructure in our country. So this afternoon we'll be handing over 4 pieces of machinery. The NDI will still manage it. The NDI will find an operator to operate it. They will pay the operator. They will fuel the machine. And the NDC part will be to direct where the machine, we need a program from the NDC. The machine will be within the NDC. We need a program from the NDC where the machine will work, and the NDC chair, overseer, and other officers will supervise that work. I don't want to hear when I go into a community that these machines doing private work. That is a serious problem we are faced with. We have hundreds of machineries across the country. And when we go to these areas, sometimes you are hearing that the community are not getting the benefit of these machinery. That is why we have to do a program. We need a program from the NDC, and the NDIO will ensure that they operate these machines. I don't think the NDC has the capacity to take care of the expenditure associated with these machines, to pay the operator, to get the fuel, to do the servicing and things like that. So that will fall under the responsibility of the NDIA, so that we can keep the machine operation long term. This here, what we're giving you all, is our machinery that will be in your NDC for long-term work. And next year, you'll come and tell me that your machine break down, because It will have regular servicing from the NDIA, and they will monitor it and ensure things happen. You will ensure that you supervise, and all the work that you want it to be done, done in your NDC happens. You all agree with me? Right. So that's the way we'll work.
Representatives of the various East Coast Demerara communities were on hand to receive the keys to their new machines.